Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Celebrity Big Brother recap. We are going to be talking about day 26. I apologize for being off by a day. I have day 27 as well, and it's going to post right after this. I just watched 2 episodes in one day, so that's why there's 2 reviews for one day. 10:43 a.m. Housemates are all getting ready for the day, and John tells Stephanie it would be good for her and Daniela to make up. Stephanie says she's over it, and they've talked about it 4 times already. John says you could at least agree to disagree. Stephanie says, okay, that would be fine. And John says, I'll talk to her for you. Daniela walks in the room. Stephanie walks out. John speaks to Daniela. 1:04 p.m. Stephanie is eyeing Jeremy's clothes. He left. She has no clothes left because she hasn't washed any because she's fucking lazy. Darren's wearing a shirt that Jeremy gave him, and Stephanie tells Darren he's looking real good. He says thank you, but he's also a little orange from the spray tan the other day. Gemma tells Stephanie she would bet $10,000 that her and Jeremy will end up together. Darren went into the kitchen and was like, oh my god, I told her that she could borrow Jeremy's shirt, but it's a white shirt, and I don't think he would want her to be wearing that because she's going to ruin it. And I think it was, I can't remember if John or Scotty, but they were like, you have to go tell her not to wear that shirt. 2:02 p.m. Housemates are all tied together, and they have to guess a bunch of questions that the public voted on, and they have to guess the most voted for and the least voted for. The first one is wrong. They are all completely chained together, and they have a chain gang out to go smoke. They all get situated quickly, and Daniela says it's actually fun, and Gemma says she's not bothered by this task. 2:45 p.m. Darren needs to pee. It's a comedy of errors, and he can't pee with all of them watching him. Big Brother calls them back to the challenge board, and they get the next one right. John is free. 3:37 p.m. They are all getting cozy on the couches, and they get called again to the board. They get the question right. Stephanie is free. They group hug, and Gemma says this is actually fun. They get the next one right, and Darren is free. Daniela says Tiffany could win this because of whatever the question was. Darren is smoking with the girls and says he hasn't had 3 girls chained up in a long time. Another question, and they get it right. 4:53 p.m. Stephanie is talking about dating Zayn from One Direction. They were boyfriend and girlfriend, but he was very reclusive, and she didn't really get it. But it was like as One Direction was coming up in fame, and so she said she couldn't stand him not leaving the house, so she broke up with him. He was really upset, and she had to change her number because of how much he was calling her. 5:05 p.m. One last question. Daniela, Gemma, and Tiffany are still attached. They get it right. John, Stephanie, Scotty, Darren, and Gemma win a takeaway dinner. Tiffany and Daniela failed because they're still chained up, and they will remain chained up. 6:47 p.m. Most of the housemates are eating. Tiffany and Darren are smoking and talking. Tiffany says she is horny. No, Tiffany and Daniela, not Darren. I don't think Tiffany would tell Darren that she's horny. Daniela says it's the last Saturday of the house, and she tells Tiffany that she's doing really well. 7:43 p.m. Someone has been discussing nominations. They all were discussing nominations. Stephanie was the only one who didn't discuss nominations, and she wins a special award. She has 1 killer nomination, and the person that she nominates will be up for eviction. She picks Daniela, of course. Daniela says it's fair enough, and she is being honest. They all agree to say they didn't see anything because Big Brother shows them, and Daniela thought that Stephanie would be really upset if Stephanie knew that they were watching. Stephanie comes out and says, I'm really sorry, I don't know how much I could say. And they're like, we were watching, but we didn't want to say anything because we didn't want to upset you. Everything's all good. Daniela and Stephanie hug it out. Gemma says no one should talk about nominations anymore, and Tiffany gets all pissy and says, I didn't force you to say anything. Tiffany and John go to smoke, and John says Gemma is pissed. You're going to win. I think also later, and I didn't write this down, was John said to Tiffany Gemma was getting mad at you for talking about nominations, but you weren't even the one talking about nominations. It was all of us were talking about nominations. 8:43 p.m. Tiffany says she needs to go wash up dishes after she takes a shower. And Scotty says, why do you have dishes? And she replies, because we didn't get a special takeaway. And Scotty says, I have a special takeaway from you right here. Darren talks to Stephanie, and Daniela about his drug and rehab past. And Daniela says her kids have had to battle always sticking up for her because of her drug past as well. Daniela says that's why she's in Stephanie's corner, and Stephanie says, you're not in my corner. You fucking said some shit. You broke my heart. You are an inspiration, and the way you said it killed me. You were my inspiration, and the way you said it killed me and broke my heart. They hug it out over it. 9:12 p.m. Housemates are playing Never Have I Ever and tell little stories. Scotty tells 2 stories about him shitting himself. Big Brother plays some Britney Spears. Scotty and Stephanie play around flirting. No, Scotty and Stephanie were not flirting. They were playing around. My boyfriend was like, they're flirting. I'm like, no, they were just like playing around. They were not flirting. And then Tiffany twerks on Scotty, and he like humps the shit out of her and she tells John he better stop fucking with her or she's going to give him the ride of his life. 11:59 p.m. It's Gemma's 35th birthday. Everyone but Tiffany sings her happy birthday. Tiffany tells Big Brother she's going to make a move on Scotty. And she says she just needs a chance without everyone around. She says he'll take a dip and need to take a dive. 12:32 p.m. Some of the housemates are smoking. Gemma tells Darren he used to be super famous and he seems so down to earth. And Darren says he was super famous when he was involved with all that drug stuff, but as he like got sober, he became less famous and like wanted to just be a regular nobody. Stephanie's in bed looking at the locket. Oh, I'm sorry. John is talking to Big Brother about Tiffany making such a rise in the house, and he says Tiffany has outplayed Gemma, and Gemma is probably intimidated. Tiffany is slaying queen. Scotty T and Tiffany are in the kitchen, and he gives her a kiss goodnight, and she says, give me another kiss, and she like tries to make out with him, and he's like not having any of it. He walks away and says he likes her lipstick. She says, thank you, Lord. End of episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this little recap. If you did, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I make new videos every single day. And I'll see you guys in just a second. Bye!